It's Tuesday morning and it's time for Trash Talk. And we're here and we got another chicken joke for you. There is a reason that chicken is behind Brandon. And we're not going to tell you right at the onset of the show. But we got a fun topic today. We're going to be talking about not only jobs, but kind of weird jobs. Those that you don't often think about, but no matter what's out there, there's somebody that's willing to do something for a few bucks.
Yeah, or jobs you didn't even know existed. Like you were like, oh, I guess somebody does have to do that. I don't know,
Yeah, or you say is that can't be a real job.
Right. It can't be real. There's no way that anybody is doing that. And then you find out, oh my God, there's a lot of people doing it across the country,
Yeah. Well, one thing I will tell you that is real, and that's the DFW networking diva. That's Christine Dean. And if you have any questions about how to make your presence on the World Wide Web a little bit better, free consultation. Get in touch with her. She'll tell you all about it. You want to improve your website, you want to improve your marketing plans and everything. She knows what she's talking about. I encourage you to give her a call. Christine Dean, the DFW networking diva. She's a nice lady. And she also produces this show.
She does. Yep.
Thank you very, very much. So weird jobs. One that I encountered not too long ago is there's somebody that has a truck that they drive around the neighborhood and they clean garbage cans. And frankly, I think it's a great service, but who would have thought that somebody would invest the money in a truck that is outfitted with a pressure washer that will not only clean, but sanitize these plastic garbage cans that we all have. And
it's great.
I mean, because the garbage man comes by, picks it up and then what happens when they put the garbage can down, they usually put it down with the lid open, which means the aroma in the alley or in front of the house, it just is horrendous. But for a service, and I think it runs about $100 a year, they'll come out about every 3 months and they sanitize it and do that. But I never knew that somebody did that.
It's also a testament to how lazy we are. I mean,
that's true. I mean, you can't take your own garden hose out there, put a little bit of, Palmolive, hand soap or something there.
Put some bleach in there. I did it. It all the time. Like
Febreze,
Call it a day. Give me a break. Bleach, some water, and you're done. But if people are going to pay for it, then you might as well have somebody get capitalized on that.
Yeah, somebody says, that's a dirty job. I don't want to do it.
Right. And then they're like, oh, we'll call this guy.
Yeah. Another dirty job, but it's a legitimate business. The poop patrol.
Oh my God, stop.
Honestly, that people are just, we've talked about this on previous shows about people that have doggy doors and let the dog out in the yard. Well, after about 2 months of accumulation of crap out in the backyard, now somebody, instead of going out there and scooping it up and disposing of it, you can call this guy that comes around and goes into your backyard and picks up all your doggy doo and takes. I mean, there's some clever names for it, but the one of the guys is called the pooper scooper.
I just don't get it. I don't understand it. I got an idea. After the dog poops, if you don't get it right then and there, go out the next day, take your 2 seconds and throw it away. It's in your own backyard.
I have a friend that I think had one of the better ideas. And what he would do is he would just go out every other day or so, and wherever the dog pooped, he would take the hose and he would put it on jet, and he would just pulverize it, and it would feed the grass.
That's gross.
It would, and that way he would get rid of it that way.
Yeah, or just throw it over in the neighbor's fence. They don't.
Well, that's true too. You can do that.
Or, here's one. Speaking of,
if you live on a lake, just throw it in the lake.
Just toss it in the lake. Hey, there you go.
Hey, boom.
Here's one that you can do if you're talking about dogs. Do you know that they have a dog food taster job?
A dog food is it a dog that does it or a
No,
human?
no, it's a human.
A human that actually tasted the dog food and says,
Yep.
it needs a little more salt.
They literally sit there and they do it to compare to rival dog foods, to see what it in comparison and to see how it compares to human food so they can better the dog food for the dogs. Eventually, yes, it gets tested on dogs, but humans have to taste it.
That's just like mattress testers. I mean,
Yeah.
you can get a job that go to work for 8 hours and lie on mattresses. I mean, I think I could handle that.
In Finland, they have a professional sleeper job.
Yes.
And it's crazy. The hotels will hire them to sleep in the beds. That's all there is to do, is to check the beds out and sleep to see how they feel. That's it.
Right. And also I think to see if you hear any residual noise from either the street or the room next door, and also they can soundproof it a little bit more.
Could you imagine that though? I mean, and these guys, they're not making like, a couple $100s. It's the equivalent of like a $50,000-$60,000 a year job just to go sleep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. There are a lot of companies too. Speaking of weird, odd ones, they have an odor judger. They're called odor judge. So what they'll do is companies will hire somebody to smell odors to see if it's going to be acceptable. Like, let's say somebody's coming up with not just perfume, but let's say someone's coming up with the Febreze and stuff like that. They've got an idea. They'll hire an odor judge to see if he can smell anything that might be unpleasant to humans, could cause a reaction, or could be dangerous. That's their job, is to smell crap, literally probably crap, all day long. It's an odor judge.
Oh, do they ride on elevators in high-rise buildings?
They go everywhere. Like, so when there's new construction, it's kind of funny you said that. When there's new construction and they make these new places, whether it's a mall, or they send the odor judge in to see if he can pick up on anything that might not be okay.
Well,
I mean, I don't know.
When we started talking about it, you were telling me that you can make what, a couple of $100 a day by diving into ponds on golf courses.
Yeah. There's a golf ball diver. I think it's I don't know if it's $200-$300 a day, $100. I don't know what it is. I forgot, but they literally will go in, because I always wondered what happened to those golf balls and ponds. I just assumed they were gone. Like, forget it, they're gone. But apparently in some of these upper echelon golf courses, these guys will go in at the end of the day, or however, end of the week, whatever, and they'll spend that time diving in these ponds and retrieving golf balls.
They clean them up and then they resell them in the pro shop.
They resell them. You got to think about it. It's a lot of money in there. So as long as the balls aren't damaged, and really it's a golf ball, I know you can damage them, but if they're just sitting in there and he's doing it on a regular basis. But could you imagine being one of those guys in Florida? Man, half those golf courses got gators in there. I'm not diving in that thing. Forget that crap. You can keep that golf ball, man.
That's right. Hey, listen, and if you find a gator, you can keep him too.
Right. But I never thought about that. I never realized in my head, I was like, oh, they're just gone. I can't imagine how many golf balls are in there. And then something's also said, it's not as much as a diver. They pay somebody in malls and fountains to collect all the money out of there, and do whatever they do.
How about the guy that drives the little at the driving ranges that's in that cart that goes around picking up the balls? You're driving around there while you're getting pelted with golf balls.
Man, we went to Top Golf over the summer. It was like a work thing, and of course you're drinking, so that makes it even better. And I remember they sent that guy out there, and I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. New target to aim for, a moving target too.
No, it was great. I mean, we were just hitting those balls. I can't imagine that guy's got to be like, oh my God. And then it's got to be a little intense, because you're okay, but you hear it. You got to be like jumping, like, oh my God.
Yeah. And then you got to go home and go to bed at night, and you probably hear that pinging in your ear all night long.
It gives you like a twitch and stuff. There's delivery drivers, there's all kinds, we've got Uber and all that. But do you know that there's a scuba diving pizza delivery man?
Wait, say that again.
There's a scuba diving pizza delivery man.
A guy that delivers pizza by water.
He puts it in a waterproof case and delivers pizza underwater. Not to the sharks or the gators, but a couple reasons. One, sometimes it's easier for him to swim through areas to get to these homes than actually drive, which is weird. And he'll swim out to the boats and deliver pizza. Some of the areas you can't, he doesn't want to, think about it. You got to get in a boat down here, and then you got to drive to here. You just jump in the water, swim out there, boom, bring it back.
I don't quite get that one.
I don't either, but he gets paid $29. He gets paid $29 an hour.
$29. And why can't they just put a little motor on the back of a canoe or something and then just take it out to wherever the people are? I
don't know, but I was reading the article about it. And there's also one of his biggest clients is an underwater hotel.
Now, there is an underwater hotel in Key Largo, Florida.
Yeah, he said it's one of his biggest clients, which is weird. I'm not doing that. Hasn't anybody watched Titanic? I mean, why are we going underwater? I'm not Aquaman, thank God. Like, give me a break, Like, this is ridiculous. Stop it, human beings. There's certain things that we shouldn't do. I'm not spending the night in an underwater hotel. Not happening.
Yeah, no. I mean, unless you're in the Navy and you're assigned to a submarine.
That's fine. But why are we like, hey, let's just build this hotel underwater? Didn't they just have a hotel collapse in Florida? I mean, do you think I really trust them?
Yeah. Well, it used to be an above water hotel. Now it's an underwater hotel.
Right. Pass on that. But yeah, that's $29 an hour. Unbelievable.
Well, and I always wonder about what it would be like to be a bridge tender. They used to have the guy that sits up in the on the bridge and all, and when a sailboat goes through, he's got to stop all the traffic and he's got to open up the bridge.
Oh, raise the thing.
Yeah, I mean, probably a good paying job, but A, how often do you have to open the bridge? And B, talk about boredom. Just sit and what? Let's see. Anything coming? No. Okay. Take a little nap.
They do that? Do they still have that anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so think about Chicago, that bridge, right?
Yeah. And, well,
is
the
anybody
Florida
there?
Keys too.
And they're just sitting in there. It's not automatic. It's just.
Yep. And it's a federal job too.
Dang! Wow.
Because most of those that I know of are on federal highways, and also it is a federal job.
It can't be difficult, I'd imagine.
I mean, it's only got to be a switch that says on, off, on, bridge goes up, the boat goes through, down. Okay. Down
I guess what happens though, if you're pushing on and the bridge ain't working, you're like, uh-oh.
I mean, especially Monday through Friday, probably not that much to do. On the weekends, maybe there's a few more
wow.
boats going through.
Well, now and nowadays nobody's moving anything. So
right, yeah. And then they had COVID, but hey, got to still report to work, sit up there in that tower.
Yeah, and he's like, do I still have my job? They're like, bro, you work by yourself. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, get your butt up to that tower and push a button. I always think working with animals is a crazy job because you think about all the stuff that happens with them. And here's one that we probably knew of, but a snake milker.
Oh,
yeah. Now, that'd be your favorite, right? So,
well, because isn't the anti if somebody gets bitten by a snake, the
venom,
the venom is used to save somebody's life. So
they'll milk them. So these guys are just picking up these cobras like, and I've seen them do it. They got these fangs on this cup, and it's just this thick. I mean, it's so like syrupy, and I'm like, oh my! Like, first off, it's scary. I'm not scared of snakes, but I don't want to pick up a cobra. I'm not an idiot.
And you know how much I love snakes,
right? But then you see the syrup and stuff going through, and I'm like, that's in my body when I get bit. No wonder I'm dead. Like.
I think I'd rather milk a cow.
Yeah, I've done that. but it's not fun. But
Well,
yeah,
hey, it's a job. Somebody's got to do it unless you're advanced enough to go out and get the automatic version.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of animals, though, there's a job out there that's called a chicken sexer.
Say that again.
There's a job out there, and it's called a chicken sexer.
A chicken sexer.
Yeah, now I know there's somebody out there in the backwoods of West Virginia getting excited, but no, it's not about that. You're not going around finding your date for Friday night. It is, I didn't know what it was. This is what got me talking about this. I somehow stumbled upon chicken sexer. And
Well,
I
you
was
got to know
like,
whether it's a hen or a rooster.
that's what it is. Okay, well, I'm glad you figured it out because I was going down a rabbit hole. They get paid like $75,000 a year to determine what the sex of a chicken is right away. Like it pops out of the egg and they're like, ah, wait, that's a boy. Like that's their job. Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. I've never seen one of those on a chicken before. I know they're there somewhere, but so this has gone down. The show's gone to the toilet. But they figure it out and then they report it to whoever so they can start the process, because otherwise you're not getting the eggs, you're not getting the chicken thighs and what you need to do to get these chickens in the grocery stores and all that. But that's their job. And they literally just figure out the sex of a chicken along, they got to do it early so they can start that process. But that's all they do. The chicken sexer.
I guess I'd rather try my luck as a chicken sexer than a lion sexer.
Yeah, or a snake milker, You got a 50-50 shot. I feel like I'd go in there and I'd be like, yeah, that's a boy.
Yeah.
That's be like, Brandon,
it was a girl. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
My bad. What about that one?
I missed one.
It's like in school when I didn't study for the test. I just went down and filled out letters. A, B, C, A, B, C, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, intuition.
Right. This looks like the answer is B. But yeah, it's a big deal. Things on a farm are strange. Like you ever. This is the worst. I think.
Oh, you know what? Did you the Terry Bradshaw, the old quarterback,
yeah,
Pittsburgh Steelers and all. He has some farms up in Oklahoma, and what they do is they artificially impregnate horses.
That's what I was going for. Well, what about the guys that got to collect that stuff?
Yeah, first you got to collect the sperm and everything, and then you have to physically, not a pretty picture, folks, but they actually go up into the horse and
and they drop it off. Yeah, I saw that. I've seen it before, but on the show Yellowstone, which is an amazing show, they did that. This guy got sent on duty to do that. And he's like, you got to be kidding me. And they're like, that's how you earn your keep around here. And he did it all day long. He's like, how many we got? And they're like, there's the line. And there's all these horses just ready to get.
Yeah. You want me to take this sperm and you want me to stick it where?
It's like they don't even like play music or light a candle. They just stick it right in there. And there's no romance.
Yeah. No. Don't even dim the lights a little bit.
They don't even call the horse by name. They just, it's crazy. I don't know. I'm going back to chicken sexing. That's all.
And chicken sexers.
Yep, that's what you got there. I didn't know that though. I'm probably because I have the mind of a toddler, but I just so chicken sexer there. Couldn't they call it something else? Like, because I got to be honest with you, that is, just call it something else.
Well, whatever they call it, it's a foul job.
Oh, geez, there it is. And now we've completely lost track of the show, and the train has left the station, and it's
off the
over.
deep end.
It's over now.
No, but I mean, almost every industry, they pay somebody to do something. I mean, they actually pay people to watch TVs.
Yes, I've tried to get a job doing that.
Yeah,
True
I mean,
story.
I would love that. Just, give me the remote, sit down and all, but it's a legit business. When they come out with these new LED screens and everything, they hire people to sit and watch to see what it does to their eyes, to
Everything.
see if it's too bright, to adjust it. Boy, oh
I
boy.
would do it. And they also have because I've applied multiple times. They have a professional Netflix viewer, and you literally go on there to watch and rate. I mean, you got to rate the shows. You can't just say it's good or bad. You got to talk about everything, like the intro, the music, and all that crap. But I'm like, okay, I do that anyway. So, let me get paid for that. And I've never gotten it. But they also have a job where it's a professional, which makes me laugh, professional paint dry watcher, something like that. They literally sit there and watch paint dry and get paid for it. And it's to see how long it takes, what the coat looks like after one coat, two coats, the color variations. And that's what they do. They watch the paint dry.
Every hour you got to go over there, touch, see if it's not wet yet.
Sounds like my job. I literally stand there and do nothing 90% of the time.
Well, they probably paid some guy that when they go through these parks, so they paint the park benches, they pay somebody else to go around and put a sign that says wet paint.
That's it. I mean, that's your job. I don't know if I could do the paint watching. I mean, I would definitely do it over the insemination job, but
yeah. Well, what about stuff like people that paint suspension bridges?
No.
Suspension bridges or high-rise window washers.
Those guys, they got to get paid. I can't imagine their salary. I'm not even scared of heights, but I'm not doing that. No way.
No, but I mean, they probably get paid very well, but could they go out and buy insurance?
Now, who's going to insure them? They got to have insurance, right?
Right.
I bet you their premiums are through the roof. The life insurance is crazy. I mean, could you imagine doing that? It is cool to see, though.
Yeah. Amazing.
I'm looking up high-rise window washer jobs, salaries, to see what we can come up with.
See.
Well, I got to be honest with you, it's not as high as you think.
No?
The 90th percentile is at 64,000.
It's just an average job.
Yeah, well, here's the 25 percentile, 38,000. You can go work at McDonald's and make 38,000. What are you doing getting up on a building? I wonder if maybe they don't do background checks. You got a lot of felons and stuff up there.
Or just get yourself a job at a strip center and wash windows at ground level.
Or a strip club and make a lot more than that. I mean, whatever you want to do, I'm not going up there for $30,000 a year. Forget it, man.
Yeah. Well, I always thought a cool job would be a doorman. I mean, that's a real kind of a no-brainer, but people give tips to doormen just to open a door. Like I can't do that myself.
Yeah, you got to get at one of those like posh buildings, like one of those buildings that Lady Gaga lives in and stuff, and make that money because
or a fancy restaurant.
Yeah, because she tips like crazy anyway. But you don't want to be a doorman at like Walmart. I mean, they have automatic doors anyway, but you know what I mean. You want to get to
that's right. Yeah, you got automatic doors now anyway, and then then the door opens and somebody's standing there saying welcome.
I do think, even though I know you got to throw a couple dollars away, I do love a good restaurant that has a doorman that's official. And I'm not talking about a host or hostess. I'm talking about a doorman. Down in Detroit, one of my favorite restaurants, Italian restaurants, Giovanni's. They've had a doorman for years, and they open it up. You talk to them, and it's some of the guys, a couple of them. Who knows now? They've been there for ages, since day one. And they get to know you, and it's there's something special about that.
Well, but I could see it at a pizzeria, because very often you go and you order a pizza and you don't eat the whole thing. And so they put the leftovers in a box. And if you're carrying a box, you don't have a hand free to open the door.
What pizza place are you going to where you don't eat the whole pizza? Come on now.
I mean, you're not, you always go and you order an extra large anyway.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, when Luke and I go to Pizzeria Testa, and it's two of us, we eat the whole pizza.
But yeah, but I mean, you got leftovers. It's nice to have a doorman there that opens up the door so you walk out. You don't have to try and balance everything on one hand in order to open up the door.
You know what I don't like? I don't like the guys in the bathrooms, the bathroom attendants, where they have, let me get you this towel. Here's some mints.
Yes, I'm not capable of picking up a paper towel off of the counter.
Right. I used to have those at the club.
Yeah. Well, again, like you say, it's the posh places and everything.
Yeah, and people don't want to get dirty, because they're wearing expensive outfits. And also the guys at the they lint, they put a little spray of cologne on you.
Yeah.
The cool thing about it is, I will say this. Yeah, here you go. Yeah. Or they would have a bowl and you felt like a jerk,
Right.
I'm like, bro, I just got to pee. I've been drinking a lot. I'll come back on the next one,
Right.
But what was cool about
put it on my tab.
Yeah, put it on my tab. You take credit card, they would always keep an eye on the bathrooms too. So if something shady was going on, they could report it to me. They could report to security. That was kind of cool. And they did. They would wipe the water down so it wasn't just in the sink.
Yeah.
I use those guys a lot. I hired a lot of guys that were either homeless or just didn't have a good situation. And they really became loyal people.
I always wondered if some of them were ex-CIA and they were just sitting in there because when a guy goes into a stall or something, maybe he gets on the phone and he starts calling somebody and he's saying something. And so this supposed restroom attendant and everything, then he calls his boss and said, hey, Joe the nose, Giovanni or something was in here. There's a hit going down tonight.
Oh man, we got a lot of people busted for some other stuff in the bathroom. So I'll tell you that much. But
well, that would be the place for that odor smell.
Yeah. What is that? What is that?
Yeah.
But I always felt weird because I'm peeing and he's talking to me and I'm like, leave me alone. Unless you're gonna come over here and do this for me, leave me alone, please. Anyway. Well, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'm going to stop.
And then also another one of the weirdest jobs on earth is being a podcaster.
Yeah. Why? Why would anybody do that?
I mean, just the only thing is we ain't making money at this.
We ain't making balling money. That's for sure, man.
No, but maybe we'll go out and test the sex of a chicken.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not, out of all of them, that seems like the safest job with the strangest name,
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, to be able to do that and get paid for it, I kind of like that one. I'm gonna go to the newspaper and look through the want ads and see if there's an ad for a
chicken sexer. That makes sense.
I'll let you, and I'll come back and we'll report on it next week. All right, go on. And if you know of any really good, strange, weird jobs and everything, let us know. Maybe there's a few bucks we could pick up on the side.
Yeah, drop some comments, send some emails about some weird jobs that you heard about. Okay.
Right. All right, go out and make it a good one. We'll see you again next week. Bye.